Ooh. Oh my god, I look like a wreck. Anyways, hello everyone. It's your boy B3. Back with another kicking, you pretty much guessed it, movie reaction review. I was going to review this, like just record the review and upload it after my Halloween Kills review went live, but I decided I should probably have my Halloween 2018 review up before then. I am seeing a press critics only screening of Halloween Kills um, the day after the day I'm recording this. Less than a day from now. So I needed to watch. Oh, the film just restarted. I needed to watch this film before I did. It kind of does the thing that some films have done, and it's a thing I like when you want to reboot a classic film, but you like leave well for classic film series, but you leave the first one and then just pick up from there. I really like that method because you get to keep that original that was a classic in continuity, but you get to explore your own story and don't have to worry about like a ton of continuity, right? The Godzilla franchise has notably done it many times. I'm quite the fan of this approach to kind of a reboot, remake, etc. But it's really not either of those things. It's just a new continuity of sequels for the original Halloween, which I have reviewed. Reviewed it a while back. Really enjoyed it. I'm quite the Jamie Lee Curtis fan. I think that actually my favorite performance of hers is probably actually in Virus. Most people would probably say Halloween or Freaky Friday, maybe The Fog, but maybe Prom Night also. Virus, though, I love that movie. I adore that film. I need to review it. 100% I need to review it. But yeah, so this picks up 40 years after the happenings of the original Halloween film. I'm sorry. And when this film came out, my mom and I both really wanted to see it. And I told her, I was like, hey, I won't see it without you. Whenever you're ready to go to theaters, we'll go. And then it just didn't happen. At least that's how I remember it. 2018 was forever ago. It really was. And it feels even longer ago than it actually was. So I never saw it. And then I scored these press critic screening tickets for Halloween Kills. And I was like, finally have an excuse to watch 2018. Bought it at Walmart. Just watched it, the night before I get to go see The Big Boy. The Big Boy, Halloween Kills, which honestly looks fantastic. But I thought 2018 looked fantastic as well. And I didn't think it was. I thought it was really whatever. I thought it was very whatever. So I'm not the biggest slasher guy in the first place. I'm really not. So, and I don't really have this nostalgia for the original Halloween because I think I only watched it for the first time a few years ago. Yeah, that's true. And I know I'm a horror and film buff, but still, slashers just don't have that much appeal to me. Pumpkinhead did, and I feel like Friday the 13th could grow on me as well as Nightmare on Elm Street, but I know it kind of gets real parody-y. We'll get there. But I'm not the biggest slasher guy, is the point I've made over and over. And they made this film, it seems, for people who hadn't seen the original, which is very odd. It's a very slow-paced film, and that's not in itself bad. Like Kamen Rider Kuga is very slow-paced, but that's a great show. I don't mind the slow pace. I mind that there's like a 40-year wait between continuities, and then they have the gall to kind of give us the slow pace. Because, I feel like the original Halloween has kind of a slow pace. But I don't think I even mentioned that in my review, because it's good. so it doesn't matter. But this one has the slow pace, and it's like sequels. The fun thing about sequels is you can just get thrown right into the action. You don't need all this recap. And I know it's been 40 years, but Halloween is such an important film. It's in the Library of Congress, for Christ's sake. You can easily get a copy of Halloween legally, digitally, physically. You can rent it on Amazon Prime for like just a couple bucks. And in this age of streaming and media on demand, which 2018 was part of, included in, this film isn't that old. This film just seems to assume, oh my God, this, I will not edit that out because I'm recording this on my phone. This film just seems to assume that you either haven't seen Halloween in 40 years or haven't seen it at all. And I don't think anyone went into the theater not seeing it at all. I mean, I'm sure people did. And for them, you know, it was probably well made from their point of view. But for me, it's like, you're giving me a lot of information I already know. And some of it with relatively clunky dialogue. Because, like, I guess the actor that played the psychiatrist in the original is either dead or didn't want to be in it. I think he's dead. Like, I'm pretty sure I heard that news somewhere. Whatever. Sorry, I'm real gunky. Sorry about that. So he wasn't in it, and there's like a new psychiatrist character, and when Laurie meets him, she goes, "You're the new psychiatrist character," and she says the name, and it's like, what the fuck was that? That's terrible dialogue. Terrible. You don't have to point that out to us, the audience. You really don't. You just don't. That's not to say it's not a good film, because I do think it's a good film, but my reaction to it, and this is a reaction review, I do these usually right after watching the film. You can see it right there on the screen. It restarted. One of those menus. Didn't think they still made menus like that. But I was just like, this is a sequel. We should be getting to this faster. You don't have to re-explain everything. There's just a few lines of clunky dialogue. Some of the new characters are fun. Laurie's daughter is kind of interesting. Her husband is not. You don't feel a damn thing. By the way, spoilers from here on out. You don't feel a damn thing when he gets killed. The daughter just kind of seems like a relatively regular scream queen. And Michael's Michael. He's really exactly what he should be. So, and it's not like it's hard to pull off Michael Myers. Slow, calm movements, no noise, etc. Very like focused, driven. Michael Myers is a pretty easy character to get right. He is. There's a lot of stuff acknowledging some previous Halloween stuff. Like there are some kids on the street kind of dressed like the Halloween 3 things. I haven't seen Halloween 3, admittedly. I have it on DVD, and I will be reviewing more of the Halloweens because I bought 2, 3, H2O. Revenge? No. Revelations? I forgot. Halloween something R. And then The Curse of Michael Myers. I have all those. And I will be reviewing them soon. But I'm kind of just into the X-Files right now. So we have that, and a lot of these new characters are dumb. The new kind of psychiatrist is really interesting. In fact, his character takes a route I really didn't expect. He himself seems to be kind of crazy. And you can tell from the beginning he's kind of obsessed with Michael Myers. But you don't see it in kind of a malicious way. But then he, as it goes on, you're like, this guy's kind of weird. And then he kills someone. Like, he kills a character from the previous films. Or the original film. And I was like, okay, so this guy is wacko. He's obsessed. They try to build this weird para-social relationship with Michael and Laurie, which is very interesting to an extent. And Laurie, like, so the woman who plays Laurie's daughter, I can't remember her name. It's on the tip of my damn tongue. Where's the DVD? It's way over there. Fuck. She was more scared of Eric Andre in season 5 of the Eric Andre show than she was Michael Myers, in my humble opinion. No, that's just a goof. But she had a pretty fucked childhood. But she has this really cool moment in the end where she's like pointing a gun up the stairs and she's like breaking down crying, and she's like, "You have to come help me, Mom," who's Laurie, and she's like, "You have to come help me, I can't do it. When then Michael comes out and she like gets all serious and is like, "Gotcha." Like, she tricked Michael by pretending to have a breakdown, and I was like, "Oh, you get her. Pretty whack. And then Laurie's kind of a badass, but still always just an inch from death when she's in the same room with Michael. And there's actually this one scene it's pandery. It's very pandery, but I thought it was great. It's definitely pandering to longtime Halloween fans, but like, Michael knocks Laurie off a balcony and he looks down and she's laying down on the bottom. If you haven't seen the film, but you've seen the original, you probably know where this is going. And then he hears Laurie's granddaughter scream, and he looks away, and then he looks back down, and Laurie's gone. Just like at the end of the original Halloween, when Michael just kind of got shot several times and fucking walked away. Really, I was like, oh shit, boy, that should worry you. That's the shit you pull, dude. Oh my god, I thought it was pandery. It was fucking amazing. It was, honest to God, fucking amazing, though. I like the set design in this film. I really like the cinematography. I love how the film is lit. I love the colors they use. The acting's fine. The acting is pretty normal, I think. Nothing spectacular, though. Nothing truly outrageous. Robot Chicken reference of them referencing Jim and the holograms. You get it. But so it turns out Laurie's house is a trap for Michael. She hasn't been hiding from Michael all these years. She's been prepping for him, which we knew, but we were kind of under the impression that she wanted him to stay locked up, maybe die in the asylum or be executed. But she actually prayed every day for him to escape, which is badass. But kind of fucked also. And her whole house is like designed to be a trap for Michael Myers, which we know. We knew that. And there's this one line in the end where it's like, "It's not a cage, it's a trap." And I'm like, you can trap things in cages, you absolute dongus. Who wrote that fucking line? It's not a cage, it's a trap? Cage traps are a thing. We all knew what this house was. We didn't need that line of dialogue. And even if we did, definitely it should have been rephrased. So weird. So weird, right? I don't know. There are just some really weird lines like that in the "You're the New Doctor," etc. But, yeah, so it doesn't set up for a sequel. There is the sequel tease at the end after the credits. The first time I watch a movie, I always watch the credits all the way through. It's not an after credit scene thing. It's just a kind of respect thing. I like to read them too. I actually do. Less so for TV shows. I'll skip TV show credits, but movie credits, I like to at least peruse them the first time I watch the film. And yeah, just after the credits, you just kind of hear Michael breathe once, and then it's done. And it's like, oh, he's not dead. But of course he's not dead because he's Michael Myers. But part of me kind of wants him to die at the end of the next one. By the next one, I don't mean kills. I mean the one after that. Is it called Halloween Ends or something? I don't know. They should kill him off. And I know all of you were like, what? Kill Michael? And it's like, yeah. Kill Michael. Do it. We don't... Slashers really shouldn't go past 3 films in the same continuity. Most films, series shouldn't go past 3 without a continuity change. Honestly, truly, they shouldn't. They just shouldn't. Halloween already has multiple timelines, so what's a few more? Still, though, very good looking show. A lot of copied beats from the original, and then a lot of beats with a twist to them. I think longtime Halloween lovers will like it, but if you're kind of just a casual slasher person, you could probably pass on this pretty easily, actually, quite factually. It's true. It really is. One thing I do want to mention is the score. They don't spam the original theme. I think it plays in its entirety like twice in the film. Which is good. It plays like once in an important moment, and then it plays like at the end and goes into the credits. And I was like, good. Oftentimes when a film has a very famous score and they reboot it, you of course want that original theme in there in some sense. But lots of directors tend to kind of spam it. Like when they do a remake with the classic theme included, sometimes directors will just spam it. And they didn't do that. They used it at like 2 key moments in the film, and that was it. And I thought that was very tasteful. I thought that was very well thought out. I thought that had a lot of integrity to it. The kills weren't very creative at all. None of them. At all. They were just normal stabbings. And sometimes Michael would do things with the bodies after that were kind of weird, but also, why'd he do that? I know Michael's like crazy, and his motivations don't entirely make sense, but if you're a longtime Halloween fan, you know that his primary motivation is sexual repression. Because he wanted to fuck his sister as a little kid. He got his first sexual kicks from his own sister, didn't know how to deal with it, so he took care of the problem. And that's just how he kind of vents his sexual frustration, is via murdering. Bone Jangles style. That's right, that was a Bone Jangles reference. Terrible fucking movie, never watch it. So yeah, none of the kills were creative at all. And normally in a film, that would be the last thing on my mind. It would be more of the impact that the kills have on characters and the story and me. But in long-running slasher franchises, the things that kind of keep the audience interested are creative kills, and you can have creative kills without them being wacky. You can. You can have a slasher kill someone with something unique. And that's not, like, campy or anything. Like, I'm not saying you have to, in, like, Hatchet, when Crowley power sands that guy's face off, even though Crowley doesn't seem to have access to electricity in his home, and even if he did, that kill happened in the middle of the swamp, so what was the sand... how'd he power the sander, even if it was battery power? Where'd he get the batteries? It wasn't a solar-powered sander. See, so, like, that one would take me out of it. But, like, if... if there's, like... I don't know, say... Let's just look at some stuff around here. You could... Like, I was even... When I was watching the movie... I was like, oh, that person will get, like, strangled with that thing in the background, because the shot kind of focused on it for, like, a second, and then and then Michael just like would snap someone's neck, and I'm like, what? That's it? Like the first couple, maybe you expect to be tame, but the kills weren't creative. That being said, the way the kills were directed was. I hope that's not confusing, because, like, there's this kill. It's my favorite one in the film, where this drunk teen is in someone's yard, like, yelling because he got shot down, and Michael's there, and then, like, the motion sensor lights turn off, and Michael moves, and Michael doesn't set off the lights because he moves so slowly and calmly and I guess and silently. I don't know. It's creepy. I don't need that explained. The sander, that's a little out of, it's hard to suspend my disbelief on that. But the motion sensor light at my house doesn't register my dogs all the time. So I get it. It's like every time it would come back on, Michael would be in a different place. And it was kind of freaking the kid out. And then once it turned off, when it came back on, he had the knife up. And such a well-directed kill. I really liked that. One of my favorite kills in the movie. My favorite slasher kill of all time is still Pumpkinhead shoving the rifle through that kid's chest. But, damn. This movie had the balls to kill a kid on camera. You see the full thing. Didn't have the balls to kill the baby. But the baby probably... I don't know. I wasn't rooting for the baby to get killed. I was just weird that they didn't shy away at all from killing an 11-year-old. But the baby, they wouldn't even hint that it was something that happened off screen. You just see Michael walks past the crime crib and out the door. And then, so there's this, school dance in the film. And it's so unbelievable. It took me out of the whole damn thing. It honest to God did. Because it's in what's clearly a public high school, but the budget for the party is so high. There's this DJ with a crazy Frankenstein turntable, all these lights, and it's rave music, and everyone's in rave costume outfits almost. And a lot of them are hyper-sexualized costumes. And I was no way this would happen. Slasher films kind of have a reputation for sexualizing teenagers, but they always kind of got around it by punishing the teenagers for just, I guess, sexually maturing, which doesn't really make any sense to me. Honestly, teenagers are going to have sex. There's nothing we adults can do to stop it. Honest to God, there really isn't. We just have to teach them how to be safe. But yeah, that's kind of how slasher films have gotten around sexualizing teenagers for decades, because they punish any teenagers that are sexualized. It's weird. It could be a whole video by itself, honestly. It could be very much a conversation. But there's no way the administration would allow this party. There's no way they would pay for it. There's no way they would let students in the door in skimpy outfits. It just wouldn't happen. And that's what took me out of it. Not the killer that can take several bullets and act like he's fine. Not literally anything else about it. Just that. Sorry, yeah, that really took me out of it. Wacko. But yeah, so I guess my main complaints are just some clunky dialogue. It pulled a Force Awakens and just kind of repeated a lot of beats and story moments from the original. It's not a bad movie, but it's not really that good of a movie either. If you're big on slashers, you'll probably enjoy it a lot more than I did. And that's who it's for. It's for longtime Halloween fans. The Force Awakens was for longtime Star Wars fans. But see, in The Force Awakens, we had a bunch of new characters that treated it differently, and people liked The Force Awakens not because it was basically beat for beat A New Hope, but because the new characters are interesting. And here, Laurie's daughter and granddaughter aren't that interesting. The daughter is like so close to being interesting, and the granddaughter just isn't. The husband, like, when you first meet him, you're like, please tell me he gets killed first. And then Laurie is interesting, but she's also not a new character. So it didn't really have the same effect The Force Awakens did. But that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. The Stroke of Midnight, October 15th, when Halloween Kills is released in theaters nationwide. My Halloween Kills review will go live. So that is it. Thank you all once again for your support. And I'll see y'all next time.